Hello and welcome to Mimi's Corner, bringing you today's stories. Let's start in China, where a tragic story is unfolding. On Friday morning, a massive bridge that was under construction across the Yellow River in the northwest China suddenly collapsed. According to official reports, at least 6 workers were confirmed dead, while 10 others are still missing. Later updates from some agencies even put the death toll at 10, with 4 still unaccounted for. This was not just any small bridge. This was designed to be the world's largest span double-track continuous steel truss arch bridge. In fact, it was said to become the first ever railway arch bridge crossing the Yellow River. You can already imagine the importance of this project, both symbolically and structurally. But early on Friday, one of the major steel cables snapped. That one failure caused an entire section of the bridge to give way, and dozens of workers were thrown into chaos. Some plunged straight into the mighty Yellow River. Emergency crews, hundreds of them, have been deployed. They are using boats, divers, and cranes to comb through the wreckage and to search the river banks for survivors. For families of the missing, it is an agonizing wait. This incident also raised very serious questions about construction safety in China. We all know China has some of the world's largest and fastest infrastructure projects, but accidents like this reminds us that watching progress can sometimes come at the cost of lives. Even beyond China, it's a global wake-up call. Our engineers, contractors, and governments putting safety above speed. For those people who died, they were simply workers, men and women, trying to earn their daily bread. Today, their families are mourning. China President Xi Jinping has already called for a full investigation, but for now, the focus remains on rescue operation and prayers that some of those missing may still be found alive. We hope so, we really pray so. Now let's come back home to Nigeria, where royal palaces are making headlines because this Alaafin and Oni Wahala, I don't know when it will end. The question is, between the Alaafin of Oyo and the Oni of Ife, who is the supreme leader of the Yoruba people? I'm asking again. The new Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Abimbola Akinmowade, made a strong claim this week. He said that according to historical documents, it was the Alaafin that the British colonial government officially recognized as the superior head of the Yoruba nation. So is it the British people that are telling us who the supreme leaders in our own country, who they are? I don't understand this Alaafin of Oyo. He even pointed to something called the Treaty of Cessation, a colonial-era agreement where the British signed with the Alaafin, not with the Oni. Now, this statement did not just come out of the blue. Recently, there's been a little tension after the Oni of Ife conferred a particular title, one which the Alaafin believes traditionally only the Alaafin has the authority to confer. Oba Awade was quick to clarify he's not seeking to start a fight with the Oni. He said, "I'm not in a supremacy battle. I'm only defending history and tradition." Oh. But of course, one statement like this hits the media. There's still plenty of debates. Yoruba historians, cultural groups, and even ordinary citizens are now talking like me. I'm really asking, I really want to know, who is the supreme leader? Who is the supreme king between the two of them? Some groups like the Yoruba Peace Advocates have appealed to both monarchs to avoid dragging these disputes into the public square. They argue that public quarrels between two of the most respected thrones in Yoruba land can weaken unity and embarrass the culture before the world. It's important to remember both the Alaafin and the Oni represent centuries of history. The Oni of Ife is traditionally seen as the spiritual father of the Yoruba people, the custodian of Ile-Ife, believed to be the cradle of Yoruba civilization. The Alaafin of Oyo, on the other hand, has historically been regarded as the political and military head of the old Oyo Empire, which at its height controlled much of Yoruba land. So in truth, both thrones, they have their dignity, their weight, and their significance. This latest development is not the first time such debates will arise, and it may not be the last. But what many Yoruba sons and daughters want is peace, mutual respect, and preservation of culture. At the end of the day, our culture is too rich and too beautiful to be overshadowed by supremacy battles. Finally, let's talk about security in Nigeria. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has given a very sobering warning. He said that the recent rise in the taking of lives bandit attacks, and terrorism across Nigeria is not just random. According to him, it is very likely connected to the upcoming 2027 general election. Election that is coming up in 2027 is the one that is causing bandit attacks now. Are you being serious? He gave this warning just days after a very tragic incident in Katsina State, where 34 worshippers were murdered inside a mosque during early hour morning prayers. General Musa explained that politicians may be behind some of the violence, really, using it as a way to destabilize the country, create fear, and weaken the government's image. His words were sharp. When there is peace, people say government is working. But when there is chaos, the government is seen as failing. That means if certain politicians want to make the government look bad, they may secretly sponsor insecurity. This is not new in Nigeria's history. But hearing it directly from the Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Defense, I say staff, makes it even more worrying. He also revealed that agencies like the DSS, the NFIU, the NIA, and even international partners are investigating who is funding these terror groups. Both local and foreign financiers are under watch, but the legal process is slow, and that delay is frustrating security efforts. He gave one example: the suspect arrested after the deadly Owo church bombing in Ondo State. Those suspects are already facing trial, but cases like this, it takes time in court. So, what does this mean for ordinary Nigerians? It means we are in a sensitive period. Insecurity is not just a military problem, it's also a political problem. As elections draw nearer, violence may be used as a tool of power. General Musa ended by assuring Nigerians that the armed forces remain committed to restoring peace, but he also urged citizens to be vigilant. He also told us to even go and learn how to fight and defend yourself. Go and learn taekwondo, learn how to swim, learn how to do this, learn how to do that. Just learn how to defend yourself generally, because they cannot do everything for us. That was what he said. And he said we should avoid being used by politicians for violence. And that's where we end it today, my people. Please don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.